This is Dave Brixius.
This is Joe Cleasy.
And we're here with the program, the high school edition. First week of the season, man. What can you say? Awesome. Once again, another exciting thing, another exciting start to the high school football season, especially here in the central PA area, where you got some good games going on. I got out, first time ever, to see Camp Hill battle Upper Dolphin. I'll tell you what, an impressive atmosphere. If you were never over at a Camp Hill game, pretty impressive. You know, they play, it's a community park, which pretty much the high school, you know, pretty much uses and pretty much maintains and stuff like that. But it's a nice place, and it was interesting to see how many people were there. I mean, the place was packed, mobbed. I mean, just even coming down from Upper Dolphin, their whole stands were filled. The whole stands on the Camp Hill side, kids were standing everybody. I was actually standing on the scoreboard the whole night, watching the game from the end zone, which was still a great spot. I'm not going to knock it, but you know, I really want to see how Camp Hill played. You know, their high-octane offense really sputtered the first half. I mean, it was ugly. Schuster was off. He didn't look quite as clear. Cut, but I'll tell you what. Right before halftime, it was 14-7 Upper Dolphin, and Camp Hill missed the field goal. Upper Dolphin wants to go for the jugular. There's only about a minute and some odd left. Throw pass gets intercepted by Khalil, one of Camp Hill's, I think it was cornerback, maybe played safety at the time, and took it back 30 yards. A couple plays later, only a few seconds left, not much. Schuster throws a beautiful pass to the corner of the end zone on a fade. Kid tips it, catches in the end zone. They go into halftime tied 14-14. All of a sudden, the momentum on Upper Dolphin side is shot. Camp Hill comes out like somebody lit a fire under them, and they explode for 24 points in the third quarter. Blow the game wide open. Went on, eventually won 45, I think it was 29 or something like that. They gave up a touchdown, I think, with 3 seconds left. So the score wasn't quite the indication of how close it really was there in the second half. But I got to give a big shout out, Bill Williams. I know we've talked about him numerous times now. Everybody's starting to jump on the wagon with this kid. First play from scrimmage, first run, 65-yard touchdown. Broke about 2 tackles, took it to the house. The kid has the wheels. Also, Schuster hooked up on him on a beautiful pass. I think it was a slant pass. He caught across the middle and took it to the house. So the kid's the real deal. I think he ended up with 170-some yards of rushing. He did cramp up, just like a lot of kids this weekend did. There probably was about 5 to 6 kids on both teams with some type of cramp, whether a hamstring, calf, something like that. The humidity got to him, even late at night like that. Humidity got to him. But a good win for Camp Hill. They got a big game this upcoming week. They got to play Shippensburg. Big school. Shippensburg's not going to be too happy. Yeah, Shippensburg's not going to be too happy after their loss to Central Dauphin East. Where East took it to him pretty good. So Camp Hill's got to bring their A game. They can't start slow like they did against Upper Dolphin, where they really were just out of sync most of the first half. Second half, Coach Gay did an excellent job getting those troops fired up, and boom, they came out like banshees in that third quarter and really did what they did. So kudos to those guys. Upper Dolphin, not a bad squad. Technically, really not bad at all. They did their job, but it seemed like they let that touchdown get to their head way too much. They just looked deflated. Even people I was talking to after the game, they looked deflated. So, Upper Dolphin, you know, keep your head up, keep doing what you got to do, but don't give up. Even though somebody scores, I know it was a late touchdown, don't give up because you never know what can happen. Camp Hill sure as heck did, and they came out like they should have. I thought to start the game, and they did the job. So, awesome job.
All right, and you know the game I went to. I actually went to a couple games this weekend, but the big one I went to was, of course, Harrisburg, Bishop McDevitt. Over at Bishop McDevitt. Won't get into the parking situation. But I'm sure anybody that went to that game on Saturday knows what I'm talking about.
I think everybody knows because it's all over Twitter and Facebook, so I think everybody knows about the parking.
But, you know, in the beginning, it was pretty close.
Yeah.
McDevitt scored first. Andre Robinson.
Stud of a running back.
He actually went off the whole game.
Yeah.
You know, Harrisburg had a hard time, you know, tackling him early and actually throughout the games. They went up 7-0. Then, you know, Harrisburg gets the ball back. They scored on a run play. Darren Davis-Ray. Then a couple possessions later, Rob Martin takes it in. It's 14-7. And then, you know, after that, McDevitt basically scored 28 straight points.
Yeah.
Rob Martin went down for injury early, I think it was early third quarter.
Okay.
Right after Darren Davis-Ray went down with his injury. So
2 running backs banged up, 2 studs.
And at that point, you know, the score is 19-14 McDevitt, but Harrisburg was driving. But, you know, as he got injured, he actually let go of the ball as well. So,
wow.
You know, McDevitt recovered. And, you know, I think at that point, that sucked out the air of Harrisburg at that point. And, pretty much, McDevitt's run game was a problem for Harrisburg. As we mentioned, Andre Robinson scored 4 touchdowns on the day, a couple 30-something yard runs. So he definitely made his point. He's one of the best running backs in the class of 2015, not just in this
state.
area.
Yeah, he might be one of the top ones.
And I think, got to give a shout out to Nick Marcello, the quarterback for Mr. McDevitt. I thought he controlled the game pretty well. It was a good game plan by Coach Wechter.
Yeah.
Short mid-range games. Mid-range passing game hit.
Tyrone Gibson.
Thank you. Gibson, Covey a couple times, hit their tight end, threw a nice touchdown pass.
That was beautiful. Nice catch too by Bryce Hall. Young kid. McDevitt has a lot of young receivers and stuff like that. So
I think, they got a big game coming up this week against Central Dauphin. So
we know how that's going to go. Big rivalry. This has become, I think, because of where McDevitt and Harrisburg now, but McDevitt moved. I think this has become, because this is in Central Dauphin's backyard.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, this is right in their backyard. This is becoming the marquee game, year in and year out. Because McDevitt's always highly ranked in the state. Central Dauphin, as the last couple of years, has definitely been highly ranked and stuff like that. This has become one of the marquee games. And you're looking for, both teams are 1-1, and you're looking for some bragging rights. McDevitt has beaten them a couple of years in a row now. Even though that Central Dauphin team that won a state title, their only loss is to McDevitt.
Yeah.
Last year, McDevitt, with the 2 suspensions there, the CD suffered right before the game, McDevitt beat them. Both times at Central Dauphin's field. So can Central Dauphin come into McDevitt? First night game at McDevitt in a long, long time. I remember one of the last ones there. I think it was Steel High back in '83. I think I was at. This is back on Market Street. They played on a Monday night or something like that. But this is big time. You're playing under the lights at McDevitt, first night game, and it's going to be big time with Central Dauphin coming into town right there. Probably people start coming right from school and just park. That's what I'm figuring. They're going to get there that early for the game. Seriously, because you're probably going to have just the same amount of people, if not more.
Probably more.
You know what I mean? So you're going to have to get there. Maybe people take half day of school and just camp out and tailgate in the parking lot or something.
And as great as McDevitt's defense played last week, I think they're going to get a little bit more of a challenge for Central Dauphin, at least on the passing end.
Yeah.
I got this real quickly. I got the chance to see Central Dauphin beat Manheim Township. So Nate, quarterback Nate Dickey, he's going to challenge him a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think Coach McNamee's definitely going to throw more than Harrisburg happened to on Saturday. So
yeah, and I think it's going to be one of those games drag out because it's become one of those heated. I'll say the word, hated rivalries where teams don't like each other. A lot of these kids grew up playing together with Hoy and Aim, which is now Lingelstown, which is now Central Dauphin Colts. A lot of these kids crossed over and played with each other growing up. Now they broke off and moved on. Some went to McDevitt, some went to Central Dauphin. This has become the game. And McDevitt moving now their backyard right there, right around the corner from Central Dauphin East. A lot of those kids are not far away. This is it's going to be a game. It's McDevitt's defense going to step up and do the job they have to do. You know what I mean? And the offense continues to churn out what they do. And can Central Dauphin pick their game up? Because from what I understand, I've talked to a lot of people at that Central Dauphin Manheim Township game. Manheim Township took it to them. They just couldn't finish a lot of their plays, couldn't get the job done, and eventually they ran out of steam against a deeper Central Dauphin team.
And Central Dauphin will definitely want to keep the turnovers down. They had they had 3 turnovers on Friday. Manheim Township, they didn't make them pay for them, but. Yeah. This McDevitt squad will make them pay. Yeah,
and Manheim Township was missing their top quarterback who'd worked all year, Tucker Evans. Good buddy of mine. I know Coach Evans is a good friend. Prayers go out to him. I know he had some surgery just last week on his hip. He had an infection in there, so he's going to be out, probably miss all year. It's unfortunate because Coach had groomed him all the way up, and you lose a guy, our starting quarterback who had worked all preseason, off-season with us 1 week before is not going to be it. That's tough to do. Tough to throw another kid in a backup into that situation. But they fared well. Most of the game they were winning. They had their chances and stuff like that. But I think it's going to be an exciting upcoming week once again. Teams are I still think they're going to be feeling themselves out. It usually takes about 2 weeks, even at the high school level. I know the youth level does too, to get the kinks out and stuff like that, some penalties and stuff. But I think if everybody goes along well, it's another good week of high school football. It's supposed to be great weather, not quite as humid. I know you were dying at the game. You tweeted to me, Jews, need some water over here. I'm dying. This is only the first quarter. I think you were saying that's like 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
It was humid. So hopefully this week it takes off, and I'm looking forward to seeing that McDevitt game. I really want to see the first game, on the lights, and it's a great first game, Central Dolphin. You're not playing, somebody else. You got one of your biggest rivalries coming in.
It's a beautiful stadium.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But just real quickly, I'll probably head out to the Central Dauphin East Susquehanna Township game. The East came out with the win last year, and I think Susquehanna Township feels like they gave them the game. So that should be a heated matchup. And just to look in the Philly area real quick, MTEP and LaSalle, two Philly powers, one publicly powered at the 2A level, LaSalle 4A level, always
one of the top Catholic teams down there.
Yep. So those two are playing this weekend as well. So it's a great test for both teams, and that's what it's all about.
Yep.
Playing tough competition, not ducking anybody.
Nope.
I gotta give both of those teams credit. They a lot of talking back and forth, and they're gonna settle it on the field. So
Yeah,
should
always
be another
good.
great week.
Always good. Another great week of high school football is going to be exciting to do. We'll be back here again next week. You guys want to be featured on us? Any of the athletes want to come out, sit in? We can interview. We're more than happy to do that as well. You guys want to send something in to us? We're more than welcome. We're more than happy to give a shout out. You want to send us an email, Twitter us, whatever. Hey guys, I had 4 touchdowns, ran for 300 yards or whatever. Throw it to us. We'll mention you. We'll put you out there. It's all about marketing you guys and stuff like that. But this is Dave Brixius.
This is Joe Cleasy.
And this is the program high school edition. Make sure you check back next week for our next edition.